Assalamualaikum and a very warm good afternoon to each and every one of you. It gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone to the 26th Annual General Meeting of Oceanport Holdings Berhad. I am Naila Adriana, the Executive Chairman, and I will be chairing our meeting for today. I ask anyone with a mobile phone to make sure that it is turned off for the duration of the meeting. The taking or recording of photographs, video or audio of the meeting or its proceeding by whatever means is not permitted. I now pass the floor to our Secretary, Ms. Zakia.
I advise that in accordance with the company's constitution, a quorum is present. I now declare the annual general meeting open. I shall pass the meeting back to the chairman.
Okay, thank you to our Ms. Secretary. The notice of meeting was dispatched to all shareholders together with the annual report on 26 March 2019 in accordance with Section 316, Subsection 2 of the Companies Act 2016. If there is no objection, I propose that the notice of meeting to be taken as read. For the purpose of smooth flow of this meeting, the proposer and seconder's name will be taken by our staff. Can I have someone to move the motion? Thank you. May I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you. Okay, now I would like to begin by introducing my fellow directors and some key members of the management team that is here with us this afternoon. To my right, we have Ms. Nur Atini Laila, Non-Independent Non-Executive Director, Tan Sri Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Rosmi, Independent Non-Executive Director, Datuk Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad Hamdan, Independent Non-Executive Director. To my left, we have Mr. Muhammad Faidi Razak, Independent Non-Executive Director, and Ms. Zakia Abdul Manaf, First Secretary of the company. We also have our CEO, Ms. Nur Akma Arisa, which we will be hearing more from her shortly after about the financial performance of the company. And we also have our management team with us today. Also present in the audience, the company's auditor, Ms. Nur Shaza, and our external auditor, Deloitte PLT. Our good friend from the share registrar, Boardroom, is also present. And lastly, Ms. Shafiqah, representing the Minority Shareholder Watchdog Group. Before we proceed to the ordinary business, I would like to inform that pursuant to main market listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, any resolution contained in the notice is to be voted by poll. The poll voting will be conducted by the company's share registrar, which is Boardroom Share Registrar Sdn Berhad as the poll administrator, and Tricor Services Sdn Berhad as the independent scrutineers to validate the votes casted. Voting via electronic poll voting would be conducted upon completion of the remaining business of the meeting. And now, I would like to hand over to the CEO of the company, Ms. Akma Arisa, who will take you through the financial performance of the company for the financial year 2018. Please welcome her.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to speak to such a distinguished and important group. I would like to welcome all of you to this 26th Oceanport Holding Berhad Annual General Meeting. At the very beginning, I will touch on the basic earnings per ordinary share for this year and the previous year. So what can be figured out? Basic earnings is increased from the previous year with 13% growth rate of the year. It shows that a better improvement of the company in utilizing company net asset in order to gain the profits. So in terms of the current cash flow, net cash generated from the operating activities shows the positive result rather than the previous year. It is increased around 137 million. Besides, the net cash used for the investing and financing activities also reduced from the last year. It shows that Oceanport Holdings Berhad had financed the cash flow very efficiently and effectively. So basically, the operating segment is solely based on the business of port developments and management of post operations, in which the profit gains are mostly laid on this segment. However, there will be a potential liability that may occur depending to the outcome of an uncertainty futures event. There are two expected contingent liabilities which are claims related to bills of the demands issued by the Royal Malaysian Custom Departments and unsecured bank guarantee. For the year 2017, the Custom had issued several bills of demands totaling to 59 millions. So currently, our company has engaged with 4 major companies, which is Pembinaan Redzai Sdn Berhad, Cloud 10 Executive Travel and Tours Sdn Berhad, Greece Holdings Sdn Berhad, and PKT Logistics Sdn Berhad, in which all of them give the significant interest for our company. So in terms of dividends, the directors did not recommend any dividends for this current financial years. To conclude, Ocean Holdings Berhad indicates the stable financial performance. There is still much to do, and the challenges that lie ahead in this new stage will surely present the difficulty and uncertainty. But if we execute this deal well, we will come out stronger. So on the behalf of the management team, I pledge to generate the value expected for our shareholders, customers, and also employees. And for our management team, management staff, I would like to thank for your extraordinary efforts. And to all of you, I thank you sincerely for the trust you continue to place in us to face this new stage. So thank you. Is there any question from the floor? Yes?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fitra, and I'm one of the shareholders in the company. So as you said before, on the contingent liabilities, there will be a claim related to bills of demand. So may I know what is included in that bill that totaling to 59 million? So is that matter will affect the company's performance as a whole? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Fitra. So basically, with that huge amount of money, it's include the import duty remittance for the purchases of the equipments and also the goods and services tax for all the purchases. So even though it incurred a large amount that might lead to some unfavorable outcome, but no worries, as we will cater it so well. So any other questions? Yes?
Assalamualaikum and very good evening everyone. So my name is Nur Farhana Ashtiwati Ibrahim, one of the shareholders in your company. So my question is, as stated in the financial report, Oceanport Holdings Berhad's current year's prospect is expected to register a single-digit percentage growth in rate in 2019. Do you think that our company can achieve it?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Farhana. Yes, nothing impossible, but in order to achieve it, the liabilities of the company must be reduced. Hence, we will review again the sources of the financing to use, dividend payout policies, or overall competitive strategy. We will also might pursue a more aggressive corporate development strategy in order to sustain its growth and further penetrate the market. Okay, thank you. Is there any, if there is no question, I will pass to the chairman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nur Akmal Arisa, for the wonderful presentation. I will now move to the formal business of the meeting. I hereby table the audited financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2018, together with the reports of directors and auditors thereon. These are available at the company website and are available here today for inspection. Those members requiring a specific copy can also apply to the company. These business are meant for discussion only in accordance with Section 340, Subsection 1, Paragraph A of the Act and do not require shareholders' approval. Hence, this agenda will not be put forward for voting. However, the reports are open for discussion. I now invite shareholders to comment or ask questions on the reports or the business of the company. Please address all questions to the chair. Are there any comments or questions? Since there are no questions, I now declare the audited financial statement and report of directors and auditors are duly received. We will now move to the second agenda. Agenda number 2, Resolution 1. I now have pleasure in recommending to consider and if thought fit to pass the following resolution as an ordinary resolution. to approve the aggregate director's fees and benefits payable to the non-executive director of the company and its subsidiary, Oceanport Holdings Sudan Berhad, of an amount not exceeding 3 million ringgit from this AGM until the next AGM of the company, to be paid monthly in arrears after each month of completed service of the directors. I will now pass the floor to our company secretary to explain more on this resolution.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. I will be explaining on the director's fees and benefit payable. The amount of director's fees payable includes fee payable to director as member of board and board committees. The amount of director's benefit is payable to director comprise meeting allowances from this AGM until the conclusion of the next AGM of the company to be held by June 2020, which is 14 months. Pursuant to the Act, which shareholders' approval will be sought at this 26th AGM in accordance with Section 230 of the Act. So with this, I shall pass back the meeting to the chairman.
Alright, thank you, Ms. Zakia. Are there any questions or comments in relation to this resolution? Yes, you may speak.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to all. So, my name is Yasser bin Yahya. I'm one of the shareholders of the company. As the shareholder, we are expecting an improvement in achievement from the director of the company. As you know, we are the one who directly affected by the company achievement which reflect by the dividend that are not going to be distributed for this year. On the other hand, the directors will receive annual fees amounting to Rm 3 million ringgit every year regardless their performance within the year. Don't you think this annual fees is quite superfluous compared to their current achievement? Illogically, I'll make it simple to you guys. They are receive 3 million ringgit every year, and we as the shareholder does not receive any dividend for this year. So I hope some good response from the BOD. Thank you.
Thank you to Dato' Yas for the question regarding on the fees of the directors. If we look at the annual report in 2018, there are some key improvements made to generate profits and return on investment. The outcome of this success reflects the maturity and responsibilities of the board of directors in making business decision making for the benefit of the company as a whole, since we know that our duty as a director is to manage our company to ensure that we can maximize the shareholder value. Besides, there's some new ground of investment that we have newly involved in order to generate higher profit. Based on the solvency and long-term sustainability factor, there will be no dividend be distributed for this year to help the growth of our company. So, on the behalf of the board, the annual fees are aligned with our contribution to towards Oceanport Holding Berhad. Thank you.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Faidi, for the explanation. Are there any questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, can I have someone to propose the motion? Thank you. Can I have seconder for the motion? Thank you. I will put the motion to a vote upon completion of the remaining business of the meeting. Agenda 3, Resolution 2 until 5. I now have pleasure in recommending to consider and if thought fit to pass the following resolution as an ordinary resolution. To re-elect the following directors who are retiring pursuant to clause 115 of the Constitution of the company. The directors are Tan Sri Datuk Fatin Nadira binti Roslan, Resolution 2, Mr. Muhammad Arif Irfan bin Mat Zaki, Resolution 3, Tan Sri Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Rosmi, Resolution 4, and Datuk Nur Afiqah binti Muhammad Adnan, Resolution 5. I will now pass the floor to the Secretary for more explanation.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. We will proceed with a little bit on the background of Tan Sri Datuk Fatin Nadira binti Roslan. She became Independent Non-Executive Director since 8 April 2013 and redesigned to Senior Independent Non-Executive Director on 6 February 2018. She has a vast managerial and business experience ranging from mining, petroleum, media, manufacturing, banking and finance, stockbroking, and also port management. Currently, Tan Sri serves as the chairman of Nomination, Remuneration and Corporate Governance Committee of the company. Tan Sri has kept a good track record by attending all 4 board meetings held during financial year. Secondly, Mr. Muhammad Arif Irfan bin Zaki. He was appointed as non-independent, non-executive director on 5th April 2013. For your information, he also was the founding chairman of Hong Kong Container Terminal Operators Association Limited from year 2000 till 2001. Even though Mr. Muhammad Irfan is not involved in management day-to-day operation in the company, currently Mr. Muhammad Arif is the chairman of Yantian International Container Terminals Limited, independent non-executive director of COSCO Shipping Energy Transportation Corporation Limited and other top positions in the industry. Throughout financial year, Mr. Arif has showed a great ability in exercising his duty as non-independent non-executive director and been actively participate in meeting. Next is Tan Sri Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Rosmi. She was appointed as independent non-executive director on 30th August 2013. Currently, Tan Sri serves as the member of Nomination, Remuneration and Corporate Governance Committee upon her appointment as board committee member on 1st January 2018. On top of that, Tan Sri also served as independent non-executive director of both BIMB Holdings Berhad and Malaysian Pharmaceutical Industries Sdn Berhad. She has an excellent record and contribution in aligning the company with best corporate governance practices. Last but not least, Datuk Nur Afiqah binti Muhammad Adnan. Datuk Nur Afiqah was appointed as the director of company on 5th July 2005. And on 1st January 2018, she was appointed as the Group Managing Director for Oceanport Holdings Berhad. She also the Director of Bintang Partners Berhad since 1st October 2018. Datuk Nur Afiqah has portrayed an excellent workmanship through her continuous commitment in the management of the company. She also has attended all the 4 board meetings held during financial year. Thus, I will pass the floor back to the chairman.
Okay. Thank you to our secretary for the explanation. I would like to know if there are any questions or comments in relation to this resolution. Yes?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Zul Aiman. My question is, why do that Tan Sri Dato Fatin Nadira is chosen for re-election? She is at her late 50. Can she give commitment for the company and gain more profit to the company? Thank you.
Alright, okay, so thank you, Mr. Zul. Alright, so we totally understand your concern, but as the board of director, we believe that she could give the commitment for the company. She currently does not have any health issue, plus the secretary can also validate that the maximum age for a director of a company for a public listed company is 70 years old. So plus she also has 20 years of experience of managing this company, so I think that alone qualifies her to be the best to be re-elected for this position. She's also a very disciplined and committed director. This company has managed to a lot of risks due to her giving her best as the chairman of the Audit and Risk Management Committee and also as the director of this company. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Zoe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Atini. So are there any more questions? Okay, if there are no more questions, can I have someone to propose the motion? Thank you. Can I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you. I will put the motion to a vote upon completion of the remaining business of the meeting. Our next agenda, which is agenda number 4, Ordinary Resolution 6. The next item is to reappoint Deloitte PLT as auditors of the company and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. I will now provide an opportunity for shareholders to ask questions regarding this business. If there are no questions, can I have someone to propose the motion? Thank you. May I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you. I will put the motion to a vote upon completion of the remaining business of the meeting. Our next agenda, which is agenda 5, Ordinary Resolution 7. To consider and if thought fit to pass the following resolutions. Propose authority to allot and issue shares pursuant to Section 76 of the Companies Act 2016. I will now pass the floor to our Secretary to explain more on this resolution.
Okay, thank you, Tan Sri. Now I will explain on the proposed authority to allot and issue shares pursuant to Section 76 of the Act. The Ordinary Resolution 7 proposed under item 5 of this agenda seeks the shareholders' approval for a general mandate for issuance of shares by the company under Section 76 of the Act. The mandate, if passed, will empower the company's director to allot and issue up to a maximum of 10% of the company's total number of issued shares at the time of issue, other than bonus or right issue, for such purposes as the director consider would be in the best interest of the company. This would eliminate any delay arising from and cost involved in convening a general meeting to obtain approval of the shareholders for such issuance of shares. This authority will, unless revoked or varied by company at a general meeting, will expire at the next AGM of the company. This authority will provide flexibility to the company for any possible fundraising activities, included but not limited to further placing of shares for the purpose of funding investment projects, working capital and/or acquisitions. At this juncture, there is no decision to issue new shares. Should there be any decision to issue new shares after the general mandate is sought, the company will make announcement in respect thereof. The directors of the company did not allot or issue ordinary shares pursuant to the authority given by its shareholder at the previous AGM. So I shall pass the meeting back to the chairman.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Secretary. I will now provide an opportunity for shareholders to ask questions regarding this business. Any questions? Okay, since there are no questions, can I have someone to propose the motion? Can I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you. I will now put the motion to a vote upon completion of the remaining business of the meeting. Okay, our next agenda, which is number 6, which is to transact any other business for which due notice shall have been given. It was noted that there was no notice received for any other process. We will now proceed to the next item, which is for the purpose of conducting the poll, I declare that the registration of attendance for the meeting closed. Now I would like to pass the floor to Boardroom Chair Registrar Representative to explain on the poll voting procedures.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all ladies and gentlemen. I will now go through the procedure for filling for the e-polling. The person that are entitled to vote to the poll are all shareholder, corporate representative and attorney of shareholder, and also proxy holder who hold blue admission card. On the reverse of your blue admission card, it will contain a QR code and also instruction. Proxy holder have attached to their admission card a summary of proxy votes, which detail of voting instruction for business item for the appointment of document in your favor. By completing the e-polling when instructed for the vote in particular manner, you are deemed to have completed your vote in accordance with those instructions. In respect of any open votes, a proxy holder may be entitled to cast. You need to click A to absent, B for reject, and C for abstain. The resolution indicate how you wish to cast your open votes. Proxy holder should refer to the summary of proxy votes form that we had provided for further information. Shareholder also need to click your choice A for accept, B for reject, and also C for abstain. System that usable device provided by scan QR code that we have provided in the blue card. If you require any assistance, please raise up your hand. Would you please indicate by raising your hand if you require more time to complete for the e-polling? Thank you.
Thank you to our boardroom share registrar representative. I now declare the meeting adjourned for the e-polling process. I call the meeting to order for the declaration of poll results for the 26th AGM of the company. I declare that all resolutions tabled at the AGM were carried. It was resolved as follows. For Ordinary Resolution 1, 99.3716% vote in favour and 0.6284% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 1 is duly passed as follows. That the aggregate directors' fees and benefits payable to the non-executive directors of the company and its subsidiary Oceanport Holdings in Berhad of an amount not exceeding 3 million ringgit from this AGM until the next AGM of the company to be paid monthly in arrears after each month completed service of the directors. For Ordinary Resolution 2, 98.2866% vote in favour and 1.7134% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 2 is duly passed as follows. That Tan Sri Dato' Fatin Nadira binti Roslan, who retires pursuant to Clause 115 of the Constitution of the company, be re-elected as Director of the company. For Ordinary Resolution 3, 98.2189% vote in favour and 0.7811% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 3 is duly passed as follows. That Mr. Muhammad Arif Irfan bin Mat Zaki, who retires pursuant to Clause 115 of the Constitution of the company, be re-elected as Director of the company. For Ordinary Resolution 4, 99.9834% vote in favour and 0.0166% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 4 is duly passed as follows. That Tan Sri Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Rosmi, who retires pursuant to Clause 115 of the Constitution of the company, be re-elected as Director of the company. For Ordinary Resolution 5, 99.9679% vote in favour and 0.032% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 5 is duly passed as follows. That Datuk Nur Afika Muhammad Adnan, who retires pursuant to Clause 115 of the Constitution of the company, be re-elected as Director of the company. For Ordinary Resolution 6, 99.9982% vote in favour and 0.0018% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 6 is duly passed as follows. That Deloitte PLT is reappointed as auditors of the company and that the directors is authorised to fix their remuneration. For Ordinary Resolution 7, 99.3714% vote in favour and 0.6286% vote against it. I now declare that Ordinary Resolution 7 is duly passed as follows. That directors have the authority to allot and issue shares pursuant to Section 76 of the Companies Act 2016. There being no other business to consider, I declare the meeting closed.